Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is ReHope Coach Williams, back for another motivational segment. So, my question for you today is, when do you know it's time to move on? When do you know that it's time to say enough is enough? What are the 5 signs that tell you that it's time to move on from that partner? What do you guys think? What do you what are the telltale signs that tell you that it's time to walk away? When do you get that feeling? So let's take a couple of steps into it. Let's dig into it a little bit. So, when you're in that relationship and you're starting to feel like things are shifting a little bit, the way that we start is typically the way that we want to finish and the way that we want to be throughout the relationship, right? So when we are courting, we typically, have a lot of fun, it's dating, it's nice, it's fun, we're going out a lot, we're talking a lot on the phone maybe, or texting a lot, or FaceTiming a lot, technology has changed a lot. So, but when we get a lot more comfortable and we're spending a lot more time in person and things are shifting a little bit, all of that intimacy fades, and then things tend to change. So the first telltale sign that things are getting a little bit different, and it may be shifting a little bit to the left, and if it's going on for a longer period of time, it's when the communication is different, right? There's no communication at all. How long can we be in a relationship and there's no communication? Communication in any relationship is key. We can't have a working relationship and there's no communication. We can't have a partnership in business and there's no good communication. And we can't have a marriage, no good communication. And we can't have a partnership, relationship, no good communication. So the way that we started the relationship, it should be the way that we finish the relationship, with great communication and throughout. So when there's the consistency of the breakdown of the communication, there's a telltale sign that things are going in the pathway to where we should be considering getting help. So not so much ending, but we're in that area of where we need some help. We need some advice. So, one, communication is shifting. Area number two, when things aren't feeling the same. So, feelings are starting to seem a little bit different. So, you're getting around the person and you're not getting the same vibe. Um, it's not feeling natural anymore. Something just doesn't seem normal anymore. It seems a little bit forced. Um, that's not good. When things start to seem forced and it just doesn't seem, you know, like a natural thing to be around the person, it feels like you have to almost force yourself to be around. It's like oh my gosh, gotta be around this person, gotta do this all the time. It's like, I can't do this. Oh, gotta force myself. So when things are getting that way, or even maybe your stomach hurts a little bit, we have to start to consider, maybe we need to do things a little bit differently. Maybe we have to look at, like, what are we doing? You know? So when things have to be forced, that's a number 2, right? Number 3, when there's so much inconsistency. So remember, I said how we start is how we need to finish. So how we start, we're looking for that throughout. So when we start to see the inconsistencies, we start to have issues with trust. So if you start to see that you say you're going to show up this time and not showing up that time, I'm getting stood up a lot. I'm relying on you to be responsible for certain things, and you're not responsible for those things. That really gets in the way, and it causes trust issues, and it puts up a lot of barriers. So it makes everything difficult. And when trust is broken, it makes emotions difficult to go any further. Feelings get blocked, emotions get blocked. So it's really hard to move forward if trust is broken. But there's fixes for this, right? These are the telltale signs that things may need to end, but need fixing. Not end per se, but need fixing. Number 5, back to intimacy. Back to communication from the beginning. Intimacy. There's no intimacy, meaning what's the definition of intimacy to each partner, right? For some partners, that means just sex. For other partners, that means touching, feeling, holding, whatever it may be. The whole kit and caboodle. Whatever it may mean to each partner, it's not going on. So needs are not getting met. Crucial, critical, all of the above. Guess what? If you want to hold the cookie, whatever your cookie may be, somebody out there is giving away cookie. So you may need to think about how much cookie you're holding, because cookie is being given a lot these days. So think about that. It's not so much of a punishment to hold cookies. And it releases endorphins, it changes moods, and it's a need for relationships to build. Whether it be the full kit and caboodle sex, whatever it may be for each partner and the relationship. So we want to make sure that all of these things are going on. When we see that there's a lot of these parts missing of the 5, they're not going on. These are telltale signs that there are some things that are happening that are missing, that are beginning to be problematic. If this has been going on for a long time, and it's time for help, right? It's time to make sure that we're putting things into place to make sure that we could save the partnership, that we could save the relationship, so that it doesn't have to end. Because it doesn't have to end, because we're helping relationships heal here, right? We want to help relationships heal. We don't want them to end. But if we have partners that don't want it to end and they're willing to fight, well, that's great. But if we have partners that are not willing, if we have some dangerous situations here where there's some kind of abuse or anything like that, then we have to do what's right. We have to do what's best and protect ourselves. But if it's worth the fight and we want to work on it and it's safe, We want to get the help that's needed to fix 1 through 5 and improve it and increase it. We want to make sure that we're doing everything that we could possibly do to make sure that things get better and not worse. We want to make sure that we are continuing on to have prosperous relationships and we're healing along the way in our journey. So I gave you the tips and tricks to figure things out, to see the signs when things are going wrong, and to make them right. Because actually, it's been a twofold to this. Like, I gave you the 1 through 5 of when things are going the wrong way. But I also let you know that these are the things that are needed. If you need a little bit of help getting there, if you know that this is where you're struggling in these relationships, seek the help. Go ahead, reach out to the therapist, the licensed professional, the professionals that can help you. I'm here to help. You know how you could reach me. Everything will be found below. You can reach me at my website, revitalizehopeandhealing.com, and you can surely, indulge in one of my courses so that you can get the best help needed. But please be sure that if the relationship is worth it, fight for it. Not literally, but fight for it with all of your will and all of your might, because you deserve that much. You, your partner, you all, both of you deserve that much. Your family deserves that much. All of you deserve that much. So fight for it. Before you go, I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you comment because I want to hear what you have to say about this episode. And I want you to give me any questions that you may have for the next episode. Until next time, I'll be right back with you.